So with Albert as my tour guide, I began my first astral trip to the spirit side. On that very first trip to the spirit side, Albert took me to a beautiful white city called Gaia. We entered the city through its entrance portal and strolled down the main boulevard. Eventually, we came to a majestic building with white pillars lining the front, where we entered a large circular chamber with a high domed ceiling. In the middle of the room was a table in the shape of a semicircle, with 11 regal souls seated behind it, all with snow white hair and smooth, unblemished skin. Albert told me that this group was the Council of Wise Ones, a group of very wise and advanced souls whose job it was to oversee all the incarnations on planet Earth. The chair of the council, Sophia, had a message for me to convey to all humans. She said that humanity on Earth was at a crucial crossroads. We have progressed a lot since the very early days, but our spiritual and emotional intelligence has not kept pace with our technological achievements. She said that we let our negative emotions like fear, anger, hate, and greed rule too much of our lives, and this results in a lot of violence and conflict. She said that humans have weapons of mass destruction that could destroy all life on our planet, and we must work hard to avoid destroying our civilization like some of the other advanced societies in our planet's history, such as Atlantis and Lemuria, and several others that we have not even yet discovered. She said humans must strive to discard their negative emotions and fully embrace love, which will enable all of us to expand our consciousness and raise our vibrations so we can ascend to Earth in a higher dimension, also known as 5D Earth or the New Earth. She told me I was one of their messengers, and Albert would take me on some astral excursions so I could make his revelations available through my books. On one of my early trips, Albert took me to a cavern under the North Pole, where I had a conversation with Gaia, the consciousness of Mother Earth. Gaia is the life force of our beautiful planet, the sum total of all rivers, oceans, lakes, mountains, and deserts that form part of the third rock from the sun. Gaia is fiercely protective of her flora and fauna and is very distressed at the abuse humans heap on Mother Earth and her creatures. She voiced her dismay at the way humans dump their garbage into her rivers and oceans, spill toxic chemicals onto her soil, and poison her atmosphere with noxious fumes. Gaia cannot understand why humans are so destructive to their environment, which is detrimental not only to their health, but to all the other creatures who share our planet. She advised that she was trying to raise her vibrations so she could rise up to a higher dimension, abundant with love and compassion. But the negativity of humans was holding her back. Gaia said she speaks to humans every day through the sounds of nature, the rustle of leaves in the forest, the babbling of a brook, and the crashing of surf on a rocky beach. But most humans do not hear her message because they are too busy chasing money and power. She sincerely hoped that humans would curtail their abuse and learn to live in peaceful harmony with Mother Earth and all of her creatures. That way we can ascend to the new Earth to enjoy the love and splendor of a higher dimension. Well, as Albert led me out of that cavern, I expressed my surprise that our planet had a consciousness. But Albert said that Gaia had many more surprises up her sleeve, and he agreed to show me a few of her secrets. To make his point, Albert next took me to a forest in the Pacific Northwest of America, where he introduced me to one of Earth's fabled creatures, a Sasquatch named Xana. She was around 9 feet tall, with an ape-like head and a muscular body covered in dark brown hair. Xana told me that her species originated in Africa eons ago, when a now extinct primate was inseminated with the semen from a race of humanoid ETs. She said the Sasquatch have secretly coexisted for centuries with humans and have been known by many different names, such as Bigfoot, Yeti, and the abominable snowman. They have been careful to avoid contact with humans because they view us to be violent and aggressive, and they feared that if they made contact with humans, they would be poked and prodded in our labs or displayed as circus freaks. I learned that Xana and her kin are sensitive and intelligent beings who communicate by telepathy and live in harmony with Mother Earth and her creatures. They have an animal-sensitive radar that allows them to detect humans from many miles away, and this has helped them avoid detection. They have rejected developing technology in favor of living simple lives close to nature. Her parting words were for humans to stop their violence and aggression so they could live in peaceful coexistence with the Sasquatch. So I was deeply troubled by the predicament of Xana and her race, who were forced to hide in underground caves to escape human contact. I hope someday that they would feel comfortable living openly among humans. As we left the forest where I met Xana, I asked Albert to explain the difference between a Bigfoot and a human. Albert said, "That's easy." He says one has thick, matted hair and smells awful, while the other has big feet. So much for trying to get a straight answer out of Albert. And then to demonstrate that the universe is also full of surprises, Albert took me on a trip to a planet many light years from Earth.